Alright, this is a video on how I'm going to do some of the final voicing for this Mandola. This is Mandola for Michael Fath. Got basically most of the final sanding done. Put all the hardware on, strung it up. Now I'm going to do the final voicing for the final sanding, and then staining, and then French polishing. So the tuning is, well, it's a 17-inch scale length. It's A, D, G, and then C. So A, D, G, and C. Again, it's a 17-inch scale length. So when I'm doing the final voicing, I'll kind of just initially kind of play it, kind of like create a mental recording in my mind, some of the sounds, the initial fundamental note, any overtones that I hear. Kind of listening for the treble, bass, mid-range, all those things. When I feel like I have a good mental recording, I use things, just simple things, X-Acto blade, just files, different cutting devices, if you will. I want to have it a little more bass than what I'm hearing. So what I'm going to do is, the ways you can go about doing that, the irreversible ways, more or less. So you better have confidence. I'll slightly widen kind of the bass sound port, and then I kind of leave a little bit of extra thickness when I carve it to allow for this stage. And what I'll do is I'll kind of reach into the sound port and kind of, again, go with the grain to avoid tear out. But I'll kind of like cut away, do like an undercut type thing, to kind of remove material to kind of allow more vibration. Basically, you're thinning the plate. You keep in mind it's already very thin around this part of the instrument, all the way from like here to here. So I would kind of do this part first, kind of save this, removing if needed, kind of as the second option. You can also increase the size of the sound ports too, which, you know, when you do that, you need to be mindful of not distorting how they appear, because then they're just going to look really wonky. And so you want to kind of maintain proportions of the entire thing. So I'll kind of show you what I'll do. I'll use the file first, and just kind of work on the bass side. Everybody's gonna be different as far as what's comfortable and everything, but for me, I want to have the bass side kind of away from me. It just allows me to reach over and into a little bit easier. Using this hand, I kind of support this, just kind of like stabilize things so it's not vibrating while I'm trying to file. And I'm filing the kind of the undercut. So I'm not changing the profile or the visual boundary of the sound port. I'm actually just removing material from the other side so you won't even see it. Really, it's more of just so for the undercut that I'm kind of filing away, it'll be definitely thin around the very edge of the sound port, but then kind of get thicker as you move towards the bridge. But just like a couple millimeters of undercut underneath. And then this has a half round on one side of the file, and that's useful for kind of near the bottom of the sound port with this type of design. What I'll do is when it gets close to, you want to be careful not to, if you're doing this, to then accidentally file the top part of the soundboard here. So I'll kind of use my thumb or index finger and kind of use it as a fulcrum and to protect the soundboard so that the file doesn't dig in and then create a super problematic area to fix. Really even see. I don't know how to get the camera angle there, but basically thinned it from like 4 millimeters to about 2 millimeters for that edge. Again, that's kind of just removing material. If I were to use the X-Acto blade, again, be aware of grain direction, avoid run out, especially with curves like this. I would not want to go like this. That's just going to potentially tear out part of the sound port. So go kind of down slope with the grain, and I'm just kind of cutting off. Again, it's just kind of a different approach to removing some material. I'm not changing the overall size of the opening of the sound port. This is all underneath and inside the instrument. So anyway, I'm gonna do that for the whole instrument. Alright, so I'm going to do that, and then final sand, stain, and start French polishing. So, alright, thanks for watching.